My mother died of cancer, and then I accidentally saw her in a cafe in another state, alive, with a man, my Uncle Mark, my father's brother. She didn't die. She ran away with Mark. My father faked her death so he wouldn't break my heart. 15 years of lies. My name? Let's call me Jake. I'm 25 years old. I live in Denver, Colorado. This is the story of how my whole world collapsed. My mother, let's call her Sarah, died when I was 10. I vaguely remember her, kind, beautiful, blonde, smelled like vanilla, reading me bedtime stories. And then she got sick. At least that's what my father told me. Jake, Mom is very sick. She has cancer. The doctors are doing everything they can. I remember her lying in the hospital. My father took me to visit her a couple of times. Then my father said, "Mom is no longer with us. She died. She's in heaven now." I was 10. I cried for a week. I remember the funeral, the closed casket. My father said, "We can't open the casket. Mom wouldn't want you to see her like this." I stood by the casket and cried. I placed the drawing I'd drawn for her on the lid. My father, let's call him Tom, hugged me. "We'll get through this, son. Together, you and I." For 15 years I lived with this pain. For 15 years I carried her photograph in my wallet. Every year on the anniversary of her death, my father and I went to the cemetery. We laid flowers on the grave. The tombstone read, "Sarah, beloved wife and mother, 1975 to 2007, forever in our hearts." I grew up without a mother. My father raised me alone. We were close. He was my hero. My father dedicated his life to me. He worked as an engineer. He made a decent living. He took me to baseball games. He helped me with my homework. He taught me to be a man. "Your mom would be proud of you," he often said. We never talked about Uncle Mark, my dad's brother. When I was little and asked, "Dad, where's Uncle Mark? Why doesn't he come home?" "We don't talk anymore, Jake." We had disagreements, family problems. I didn't insist. I assumed they had a fight about something. I grew up. I graduated from high school, college. I got a degree in computer science. I got a job as a software developer in Denver. I rented an apartment. My dad was proud. "Your mom would be so happy to see what you've become." Every year I visited her grave. I brought white roses, her favorite. I spoke to her. "Hi, Mom. I miss you. I wish you were here." 15 years of grief, and then it all fell apart. A month ago, I was on a business trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico, a tech conference. The last day of the conference, a free evening. I decided to take a stroll around the city. I went into a small cafe for coffee. I sat by the window. I looked at people, and suddenly I saw her, a woman of about 45, blonde hair, familiar features. She was walking down the street. She was holding a man's hand. They were laughing. My heart stopped. This can't be. I took out my phone. I opened the photo of my mother that I always carry with me. I compared. It's she, 15 years older, but it's her, my mother, alive. I ran out of the cafe. I ran after them. "Mom!" I shouted. She turned around. She saw me. Her face went pale. Her eyes widened. "Jake?" she whispered. "Mom, are you alive? How? What?" The man next to her turned around. I recognized him from old family photos. Uncle Mark, my father's brother. "Jake!" Mom stepped toward me. I can explain. You're dead! I was at your funeral!" People turned around. They looked. "Jake, please, let's talk calmly." Uncle Mark extended his hand. "Don't touch me!" I recoiled. Mom was crying. "Jake, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. 15 years! I thought you were dead. I cried at your grave." I know. It was wrong. I couldn't breathe. The world was spinning. "Why? Why did you do this?" I fell in love with Mark. We couldn't be together any other way. You left me? I was 10. Tom decided it was better if you thought I was dead. I agreed. You both decided? I turned and walked away. I ran. I heard her screaming, "Jake, please!" I didn't look back. I caught the first flight back to Denver. I couldn't wait for the conference to end. I sat in shock the whole way home. My mother is alive. Alive. 15 years old. She didn't die of cancer. She ran away. With Uncle Mark. And my father. My father did what? Faked his death? A funeral? A closed casket? What was in the coffin? I landed in Denver late in the evening. I drove straight to my father's house, knocked on the door. My father opened the door. "Jake, you're back early. The conference is already—" He saw my face. "What happened?" "I saw her," I said quietly. "Who?" "Mom. In Albuquerque. Alive." My father's face turned chalky white. "Jake, come inside. We need to talk." We sat down in the living room. My father looked like he'd aged 10 years in a second. "She's alive," I said. "For 15 years I thought she was dead. And she's alive. With Uncle Mark." My father covered his face with his hands. "I know." "You know? You always knew?" "Yes. I knew." "You faked her death?" He nodded slowly. "Tell me. Everything. Now." My father sighed heavily. "When you were 10, your mother told me she fell in love with Mark, my brother. They dated for 6 months behind my back. She cheated on me?" "Yes. With my brother. She said she wanted to leave, to be with him. And I was shattered, betrayed twice by my wife and my brother. But most of all, I feared for you." "For me?" "You were a little boy. You loved your mother so much. If I told you she was leaving us for another man, for my brother, it would have broken your heart. So you decided to tell me she died?" "I was thinking about divorce. About telling the truth. But how do you explain to a 10-year-old that her mother chose another man over him? You could have come up with something." "I was desperate, Jake. I wasn't thinking clearly. Sarah agreed to the plan, to fake her death from cancer. She'll go away with Mark. You'll think she died of natural causes. You won't blame her. You won't blame yourself. A funeral? A closed casket? What was there? An empty casket. Just a box. You buried an empty box? Why did she leave me like that? Didn't she love me? Didn't she want to be interested in me? How I was growing up? How I was living my life?" Her brother turned her head, and she gave in so easily and left. I decided it was best for both of us. "A grave? I've been visiting an empty grave for 15 years? "Yes." I stood up. I paced the room. I couldn't breathe. "You lied to me for 15 years, every day. Every anniversary when we laid flowers on the empty grave. I tried to protect you." "Protect you? You stole the truth from me. You were a child. I didn't want you to know Mom abandoned us. And now I find out, at 25, and it's even worse." I know. I know. I regret." "You regret?" 15 years. I left. I slammed the door. I haven't slept for 3 days. I can't eat. My hands are shaking. My whole life is a lie. Mom is alive. Dad lied to me for 15 years. Who am I now? Who should I believe? What should I do? Contact my mom? Forgive my dad? I don't even know how to feel. Update 1. A week later. A conversation with my mother. A week passed. My mom found me on social media. She wrote me a long message, asked to meet, to explain, to apologize. I ignored her for 3 days. Then I agreed. We met at a cafe in Denver, neutral territory. She looked nervous, older than I remembered, but still my mom. "Jake," she started crying immediately. "I'm so sorry." So sorry. Why?" I was cold. "Why did you do this?" I fell in love with Mark. I know it's terrible. Your dad is a good man. But with Mark, I felt alive. And for this, you abandoned a 10-year-old? I didn't want to. I wanted to take you away. But Tom said he'd never give me custody, that he'd tell the court about the affair, that I'd lose you completely. So you agreed to pretend to be dead? Tom suggested it. He said it would be better for you, that you wouldn't know Mom abandoned you, that you'd think I died naturally and loved you to the end. And you agreed? I was desperate. Tom said that if I left honestly, he'd turn you against me, that you'd hate me, that you'd never forgive me. And now? Will I forgive you now? I was hoping, when you grew up, I could explain. 15 years. You knew where I was. You could have contacted me. Tom said that if I tried to contact him, he'd tell you the truth in the worst possible way, which would destroy you. So he manipulated you too? Yes. No. I don't know. We were both wrong. I looked at her. My mother. Alive. But a stranger. Do you have other children? With Mark? She nodded quietly. 2. A boy and a girl. Your half-brother and sister. A knife in the heart. So you were able to be a mother to them, but not to me. Jake, that's not true. No, that's exactly it. I stood up. I need time. Don't text me. Don't call. If I decide to contact you, I'll contact you myself. He left. Talking to my mother didn't help. It only got worse. She has a new family, new children, and I'm a ghost from the past. Did my father manipulate us both? Or is she making excuses? I don't know who to believe. Update 2. A month later, family therapist. A month has passed. I went to see a therapist. I couldn't cope on my own. The therapist, let's call her Dr. Liz, listened to the whole story. Jake, this is complex trauma. Betrayal from both parents. Plus 15 years of grief for a living person. How can I cope? First, acknowledge the anger. At your mother for abandoning you. At your father for lying. It's normal to be angry. I'm angry. All the time. Okay, express it safely. Then you need to decide. Do you want a relationship with them? I don't know. With your father, he lied, but out of a desire to protect you. That doesn't excuse the lie, but the motive wasn't malicious. What about your mother? Your mother abandoned you, but under pressure from your father, who threatened to turn you against her. Both are to blame. So who's more to blame? There's no such thing as more or less. Both made choices that hurt you. The question is, can you forgive? Do you want to? I didn't know the answer. Therapy was helping. Slowly. But it was helping. A month of therapy. Learning to manage my anger. Still not talking to either my father or mother. Not ready. Update 3. 3 months later. A letter from my father. 3 months have passed since the opening. My father sent a letter. A paper one. Old style. I read with shaking hands. Dear Jake, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve it. But I want to explain why I did it. When Sarah told me she was leaving, I was devastated. But not for myself. For you. You loved Mom so much. You were a happy child. Laughing, playing, dreaming. If I'd told you Mom was leaving us for Uncle Mark, it would have destroyed you. You'd blame yourself. You'd think you weren't good enough for Mom to stay. I've seen children of divorced parents. I've seen their pain, their questions. Why doesn't Mom love me? I couldn't let you go through that. Dying from cancer is a tragedy, but it's not your fault. No one is to blame for cancer. I thought it was better this way, that you would grieve, but not blame yourself. Was I right? I don't know. Maybe it was the worst mistake of my life. But I did it out of love, to protect you. For 15 years, I raised you alone. Every parent's night at school, every baseball game, every graduation. I was there. Always. Yes, I lied about Mom. But I never lied about loving you. You are my son, my pride, my life. If you never forgive me, I'll understand. But know this, I love you. Always have. Always will. Dad. I cried while reading the letter. My father was trying to protect me. Wrongly. But out of love. I called him. Dad? Jake. My voice trembled. I haven't forgiven you yet. I don't know if I can. I understand. But I understand why you did it. Thank you, son. We need time. But maybe we can try to restore our relationship? I'd like to. Very much. We started meeting once a week. Coffee, conversations, therapy together, slowly rebuilding. Update. 4. 6 months later, a decision about Mom. 6 months have passed. My relationship with my father has been restored. Not like before, but better. The therapist asked, "Are you ready to talk to your mother again?" I don't know. What's stopping you? She left me. She chose a new family. That's true. But do you want to know that side of the family? Your half-brother and sister? I thought about it for a long time. I wrote to my mother. I'm ready to meet, but on my terms, without Mark. Bye. She agreed immediately. We met. A long conversation. She told me her side of the story. Yes, she fell in love. Yes, it was selfish. Yes, she regrets it. I thought about you every day, she cried. Every birthday, every Christmas. But I didn't contact you. I was afraid. Tom said you'd hate me. Maybe he would have. Then. But he would have had a right to know the truth. You're right. Absolutely right. We didn't become close. Not right away. Maybe never. But we slowly began to build something. Getting to know each other again. I met my stepbrother and sister. The kids are 12 and 10. They didn't know about me. Strange. But not bad. Update 5. A year later, where I am now. It's been a year since that meeting in Albuquerque. Father, we've reconnected. We see each other weekly. He's still my hero. But now he's an imperfect hero. Forgiven? Not completely, but I understand. Mother, I still haven't forgiven her. I don't know what to do with her yet. I'm learning to forgive. Not to forget. To forgive. Question for you, 1. Was it right to forgive my father, who lied out of love? 2. Is it worth building a relationship with a mother who abandoned me? 3. Is it possible to forgive such betrayal? P.S. Sometimes parents do terrible things out of love. That doesn't excuse it, but it explains it. P.S. The truth is always better than a lie, even the painful truth. Thank you to everyone who read this far.